We're going to talk about how to go from $0 to $1 million in this video. Can't wait. Us too, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, this dude, he just has such a fire for life, a passion.
What's up, everybody? Rudy, I'm back, and in this video, I want to talk about the successes that I've had that took me from $50,000 in debt as a waiter making $2,500 a month to someone who has a business with 30 employees. I work from home, probably on average 10 hours a week on my business, just kind of having flexibility and freedom to do whatever I want in life. That's why I'm sitting here making this video for you guys. So I want to take you guys along the journey of getting started to up until this point now, and how you guys can do the same and make yourself a nice 7 figures. As I got into my journey, one thing that I really believed and held on to as my core foundation is that first you have to be able to jump into the mindset of somebody that is even going to be able to make $1 million. Because if you're not like a business person, you're not making decisions based on other people, you're not delivering value, you're not going to make yourself a millionaire. You're not going to work up to 7 figures. And it's not that hard. It's just about learning about how people work, what drives them, being able to go above beyond yourself to be able to deliver value to somebody. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all people really want is how to have their problem solved. Yes, you may be lucky and you run across, great relationships, that you have lifelong friends and everything, but reality is people are out here just looking to level up in their own lives, and that's okay. I think we're all selfish creatures by nature. I think a lot of us evolve out of that, but unfortunately, most people are selfish beings, and that's cool because we are here to do God's work, and we are here to add value to other people's lives. And so understanding that core principle, that concept of the more value that you can add to somebody's life, the easier it is going to be for you to attract that $1 million, that 7-figure revenue. And I got into starting a cleaning company, and I had no experience. All I knew is that it was cheap to get started, and I could watch videos and just learn as I go. And I was kind of all on board with that. And so for the process of getting started, I was working as a waiter still. I had to do both because, I didn't get into this and just poof, have a successful business. I started just reaching out. I just started to talking to people at the restaurant, making flyers. I talked to the owner of the restaurant. She was cool with me handing out flyers for my cleaning services. I was just kind of doing everything that I could do with a $0 budget. And everything that I've tried and got myself to this point is because I had no money, and so it was all the cheap ways about going about things. And so that's what I'm going to teach you guys. I also learned, looking back, the process could have been a lot faster had I done things differently and know what I know now. But anyways, I started getting into cleaning, get clients here and there, just take what I can get. The next big thing that came across this lady. She had a cleaning business as well. She did majority residential accounts, so cleaning houses, and she was pregnant, looking to get ready to move, and she had these accounts she wanted to sell. I was in no position to buy. I didn't have any money saved up. I was barely making enough money to get by. And so being that I was super into business and I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I knew where my life was going to end up, I started just kind of thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And it's one of those things that when you focus on certain things, you will find the answer. The thing I focus on, the specific question I had is, what can I do to make this work? Had I asked a question of focus on all the reasons why it wouldn't work, probably wouldn't have found the answer of what made me be able to fund this deal. And so what happened was I learned of a term called creative financing. And this is something that you guys can take, and you can actually buy businesses. You can do multiple things with this method. It's called creative financing. So I went to her and said, hey, I don't have this money right now, and I don't know that I can go and get a loan from the bank. What about if you fund me? And she liked the idea. She was like, okay, well, what do you mean? I was like, how much do you want in the first place? And she said she wanted 2 full months worth of payments from all of her clients. So she was making at the time, I think, $7,500 a month with all of her clients. So that's $15,000 is what she wanted in exchange for me to have those accounts. So I knew, okay, how about I work for you and pay you 50% of all the revenue for 4 months? So if I'm paying her 50% for 4 months, that's going to be 2 full months worth of payments. So that means I know after 4 months of busting my ass, eventually I'm going to make 100% of the revenue. And so that's what I did. And with that time, knowing that I had money coming in, it just built up my confidence. It gave me momentum. Like once you really get going and you get a feel for something, like the universe just start handing you more and more because you're starting to act and take advantage of the opportunities. And so I did this creative financing deal, worked my 4 months. Once that moment hit, boom, full revenue, my life changed. I went from making like $2,500 a month to making like $6,000 a month. And so from that point, I went out and I won a contract for a hospital that I still service to this day. It's been about 4 years, but that was bringing in about another $6,000 a month. So now next thing you know, I'm up to $12,000 a month. At this point, I need help because I was working like 14-hour days every day. So this is when this new account is what first gave me the ability to want to hire somebody else because I needed help. I couldn't do it all by myself. And from there, I just continuously just kept shopping and just understood like, hey, if I get an account, I know if I make $6,000 a month, I could pay this person $1,500 a month, and I pay $500 a month for insurance and supplies, whatever else. Boom, I know my profit. And I'm like, man, that's how it works. Like, this is how business is. And so it just started clicking to me. And that's the thing is, like, once you become more successful and you start dealing with money, you really get to see how easily you can persuade money and have it work for you. So fast forward, I get this new account. The biggest tragedy of my life happens right after this. I get this new account. Things are going good. I have multiple employees now, and my younger brother passes away. And I'll save the whole tears and story for another time in another video, but my younger brother passes away. And not only did he pass away, but he was halfway across the country in California. I'm somewhere here in the Midwest. And so I had to leave my business, which was one of my biggest growing points for my business, because I had to learn how to operate a business from being in a different place. And it was for multiple weeks. And so had I not had to do that and had to go through that experience, I wouldn't really know how to delegate the work as much and understand that I even could. So that leveled me up. So as I'm going, I'm just realizing like, man, how easily could it have been for me to go lock up a $10,000 contract, sub it out to a different company for $9,000 a month. And there you go, I'm making $1,000 a month. Just doing nothing, just middleman, making sure everything's going good. If there's any communication that needs to be going on, I'm the person to communicate between the two parties. But other than that, that's all I'm doing, working at home. That's one of my methods that, I use to get myself to make the money that I do. And so I just continuously kept growing, got into winning more and more contracts. Next thing you know, I'm at doing $1 million a year in revenue. And some of the things that I've learned, all these systems I have these all in place, just ready to share. So if you're an entrepreneur or you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, but you don't know what you don't know, click the link, schedule a free call with me. I have so much to share. I know, I can tell you this right now. I know for 100% fact, I can change someone's life and make them six figures easy, probably in a matter of, 60 days or less. And so if you feel like that's you feel like you resonate, you're still here on this video, going from someone with no experience, not knowing much, to somebody that can be at home managing 30 people at a time, it's not a hard thing to do. And even if, nowadays, people are just working from online, kind of like I'm doing now. Like, this is me starting my new company, my new business, as far as working with people and individuals and businesses. And so you guys are seeing me grow second company in the making while talking about my first. And so as you get more experience, you're going to have a lot more to work with, a lot more to help people. And that's the beauty of it all. But it all starts right now with one step at a time. So feel free to reach out. Until then, peace. We'll see you guys in the next video. Us too, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, this dude, he just has such a fire for life, a passion. And you're not one of those ones who sit on the sidelines.